Hey, let's let the room fill up. I'm going to give this a shot. Let's see what happens. This election. Let's talk about the election. You know, as we speak today, it's down to Hillary, Bernie, and Trump.
Yeah, but see, you're talking to the wrong person. I never believed there was going to be an election this year, and it's not. Trump ain't got no money. Trump ain't never had no money. They talk about his daddy. You ever seen a picture of his daddy? You ever seen anybody write a story about his daddy?
No. I mean, they got his money from his dad, yeah.
I didn't ask you that. See, you keep talking to me. I don't want to hear. I asked you, have you ever seen a picture of his daddy?
No, I have not.
Have you ever heard a story about his daddy? And that don't bother you? Huh? There's two Trumps.
Okay.
The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie.
You're sitting in the barbershop, your character, what are you thinking about this whole Trump situation?
Oh, if I was in the barbershop, he would probably be like, I don't see nothing wrong with that guy. Because he believes in himself. And then he'll say, you all need to believe in yourselves the way he believes in himself. So he'll always have a twisted approach, but he means good. You know?
America promotes you to be Donald Trump.
Yeah.
America promotes that this is the way you want to be. You want to be rich. You want to be powerful. You don't want to give a damn about nobody else. You want to do what you want to do, say what you want to say. Hey, I'm a capitalist. So he's most people's dream of a life and of a situation. And it's a shame because life is way more than all of that.
Hey. So, all right, full disclosure. How's everybody doing? I'm on StreamYard tonight, so I can put you guys on the screen. Hey, Al Brown. I think you're the one that said I should go live tonight. So I'm on the laptop. So the picture quality is a little fuzzy compared to the tablet. But I can put the conversation, we can converse this way. And if you want to come on and you're not trolling, I'll give you the link if you want to come on camera. The StreamYard link is here. And, you know, I talked to a few people today. And the future is very concerning. We got, if this is the best, these choices that we have here for president of the United States, if these are the two best choices that we have, then we're in trouble. We are definitely in trouble. You know, I don't know. I mean, I and full disclosure, I'm a professor at a university now. I try to be fair and balanced. But I also have a strong BS detector. You know, I'm always about the truth, and it bothers me when I see anybody, you know, just get away with telling blatant lies and people ignore them, you know, and the Donald seems to be, I didn't watch the speech tonight. I don't know what kind of stories he was telling about being, you know, his life being attempted to be taken, you know. I understand that he used his time tonight to talk about that, recount that event. And my prayers go out to the family of the deceased. And it was a sad, dark day for America when that happened. And I'm glad that the Donald's life was not taken, because I think it would have opened up a huge can of worms But it also troubles me that he's being looked upon as a martyr and a hero as a result of that, as opposed to people not looking at the karma that one creates that leads to those kind of things happening to one. He was not an innocent bystander. The person that lost their life was the innocent bystander. So I think karma, I'm a strong believer in karma. I'll leave it at that. I didn't miss much. Hey, a lot of rah-rah. When did any president not lie? Well, you can make promises and not keep them, but to say things that are blatantly false and not be challenged with them is very problematic to me. And I'm not telling people tonight what to do with their vote. If they're able to vote, I encourage them to vote. But I think that we're in a lot of trouble. Because on the other hand, I don't want to make this all about Agent Orange. And, we were going to come on after the debate a few weeks ago. And I said, I don't know if I want to pile on. But the Democratic candidate is just as bad. Grandpa don't want to give the keys to his car up. And everybody's telling him, like, look, we don't see another 4 years of this happening where you can be able to drive this car. I'm a Phillies fan. We need a star reliever if we're going to win this game. Trump only lies. The only time he's honest is when he's being cruel and horrible. I agree with that. He's an entertainer. Yeah. How did I don't want to take it back to my kindergarten, when I was learning who the presidents were and all these people. But when in life did we think a reality TV show host would end up being the leader of the free world? Not once, but possibly twice. It's very disturbing. I think somebody said that. Very disturbing. So, I know there's some frustration, and I haven't been on in a while. It's been about 2 weeks since we've been posting. I was busy working on a music video, and I kind of got caught up in my own stuff. I've been doing some freelance work, so I haven't really made the time to come on live like this. But I felt like tonight would be a good one to chat with folks and see how everybody's doing. Why do we gather with Powernomics Love? Yes, Powernomics, right? Where's my Powernomics? Right here. Dr. Claude, who I wish we had gotten on the show. But, I didn't do the work. Anthony, I don't know. I just think that when you're president of the United States, you're held to a higher standard than regular people, and you have to represent the country in its best light. I hate to say that, Anthony, I love you, but are you being devil's advocate, or are you just being really ignorant? To say that Trump was equivalent to any of our presidents is sort of a fallacy. And what he's done with the Supreme Court, and the fact that a lot of the issues that are affecting us, that will affect us directly, are being influenced already. We can see what the changes would be if there's a regime change at this point. I don't understand. If women make up half the population and women's reproductive rights, Roe versus Wade, is on the table, it's been reversed already. What abortion rights, all those things, that should affect at least half the voters. Why is the race so close? Hey, yeah, you can call in. You can just, if you want to talk, but just copy and paste that in. If you come on, if you look like you got some sense, because I know the thumbnail is going to trigger some people, and we might get some trolls, but just giving back to the states. Well, what are the states saying, C-130? What are the states saying? That women should not have control of their bodies, that abortion should be made illegal, that the 10 Commandments need to be posted in schools. I thought there was supposed to be a separation of church and state. All this is reversed. If you look up the definition of reversed, all of those things that were civil rights issues are being turned around. We're going back. That's why I said, should we talk about the future? States' rights. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Name the state that says women should not have control of their bodies. Look at the abortion laws that are happening all over the country. I don't know if I can tolerate this. All right, we got Jen Kiro coming on. I need to see your face. Jankro. So absolutely nothing's been reversed. All right, well, school me then. All right, so I like FU too. Biden is the worst and has been the worst. Well, was Trump that great? I think that personally, I feel that if you feel like you're part of a marginalized community, then you're going to be progressive minded. And I think what Trump does, he calculates the fear that a lot of people have that they're being outnumbered somehow. Last night, I watched part of the convention because nothing else was on, and they're holding up signs about maintaining mass deportations. I don't think that's cool. Let's see. Civil War was fought over states' rights. If we all have the rights, if we all give the rights to federal government, the states will have no say at all. Well, if you pay off the Supreme Court to allow these things, that, again, let me go back to what law is about, or supposed to be about, what the judicial system should be about, is reinforcing law. Law is not just something that is made up on a whim. There's foundations to it. It goes all the way back before the birth of the United States. So a lot of these things are being reversed, are being challenged on the basis of nonsense. Let's talk about law. When did it become legal for a convicted felon to run for office. This man can't even vote for himself. Hey, family. I got Jankro here. He doesn't have his camera on. I'm going to give it a shot here. You got your microphone going. I want to hear what you have to say. All right. You got 20 seconds.
Greetings, my brother. Greetings.
Hey, okay. You sound legit.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
We get trolls sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Are you in this country? Are you in the United States?
Yes. I am in the
Okay.
United States.
You got the island accent, the Caribbean accent, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I've been here a long time, but the accent stay with me, you know. The
God bless
accent stay with me. So, you what I have to say now. If you look historically, you know, at this country,
you. Mm-hmm.
these people have black folks running on a treadmill, you know. We've been running on a treadmill in this country because it's like if you study history, what happened in 1865 when they said, okay, black folks, got so-called independence, free black folks, and you got emancipation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then black folks made great strides, you know, like, you know, we had black senators, black folks was moving up, you know, then they came and said, hold up, wait up, you know, and they turned back the clock. They turned back the clock with the black codes and all these things, these laws they passed, you know, that put us back again. And it took us another 100 years, you know, to make any progress, any meaningful progress. So from 1865 to 1965, then they say, okay, we open the door again for black folks. All right, come on in, you know, run again on the treadmill till Barack Obama, right? When Barack Obama came now, they said, hold up. We got to turn back the clock again, you know, they turn back the clock again. So the whole thing is to keep black folks running on a treadmill in this country, running and not going anywhere. We look at the economic situation of black folks in this country. They said in 1865, black folks control 0.02% of the economy. Okay, now you fast forward to now, they said, black folks only control 0.05% of the economy. You see, collectively. So they allow a few black people to fall through the cracks, so they could point and say, look at Oprah Winfrey. Look at these other people. They are progressing. How come you ain't progressing? You know what I'm saying?
Look at Clarence Thomas.
Exactly.
He's not complaining.
Yes, you see. So they allow people to fall through the cracks so they can point and say something is wrong with you. And then we as black folks, we don't have an agenda to say, look, you need our vote. This is what we want. I am saying that regardless of which party in power, Democrats or Republican, black folks who said, look, wherever black folks make up the mass majority of the population, black folks must run the economics and politics of that community. That is what every other ethnic group operate. After you go to Chinatown in New York City, is Chinese run that community. They even have Chinese police. They got the signs in Chinese. Every ethnic group operate on race and economics. But when it comes to black folks, when it comes to our community, every other ethnic group is in our community carting out the money on a daily basis. And that is what it comes down to, you know. It comes down to economics, because you know this is a capitalist system. If you don't have no money here, you're powerless, because these people operate on money. wealth,
Right. Well,
So
my concern is that it's becoming an oligarchy if it's not already.
it is.
That
It is.
people that with the most wealth continue to stay greedy, and they don't want anybody to have anything. So it's beyond this idea of black and white.
Yeah, but what we have to remember, is that they pander to the white population. It's
Mm.
like, okay, let's I show you an example now. Look at the guy that Trump chose as his running mate, right? That
Yeah.
guy Vance. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, see, he wrote a book called what? Hillbilly Elegy, right? You see,
Mhm.
that is the name of the book. He even had a movie by that name that about his life. So he is pandering to that Rust Belt, blue
Right.
collar, what you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
they
But he became one of them when he went to Yale. He became one of the
he became one of them, but still, he came up through the ranks. You see what I'm saying? But he could do that. We can't do that. You see, a lot of
yeah.
us.
Well, a lot of people were upset at the choice of Vance because he's married to a woman whose parents are immigrants.
Where is she from?
India. She's Hindu.
So that may come back to bite him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may come back to bite him. But in any case, I am saying, the future of black folks is it's not really here in America. It's not
Okay.
really here because I said this 400 years is long enough to know if there was any human relationship to be worked out with these folks in this country. Don't you think we could have done it in 400 years, good brother?
I have my passport. I have my
All
passport.
right, good
If I
brother.
need to
I
get
leave.
out of here, I need to get out of here. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, good brother. Thank
Peace
you.
and
All
blessings.
right.
Oh, that was fun. So I put it on the screen here. If you want to join the conversation. Thank you, Jankro. I'm gonna kick you out. Okay, he left. Biden got something to do about evictions. All right, there's a conversations happening over here that I'm not caught up on. Where are the mods today? I think I saw. We still have mods here. L, are you still in the house? Um, just get me caught up on what's happening over here. But uh, yeah, no, I think economic power is the key. But if you have somebody that outwardly opposes you and your identity, your right to exist as a human being in the society, has constantly shown himself, I'm talking about Trump now, to be racist, and you still want to give him a pass and vote for him when who are some of the people that are pro-Trump? I'm not sure here, because allow me to understand, why would you vote for somebody who doesn't like you, has done nothing for you, and wants to basically see you not exist? You don't think Trump hates black people? Where have you been? Can you say exonerated 5? And can I just remember when the natural disaster happened in Puerto Rico, the way he waited to help those people, those brown people, our brown people. You know, what has Biden done? He's done a lot more. He's had black people in the Supreme Court. he has, and I'm not here to run Biden's record, but he's done a lot more than Trump did in his 4 years to help Black people. He's made it easier on the middle class. The only thing I'll give Trump points for, and Biden also did something similar, was get some Black people out of jail. But that's meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Black people are the only people that vote for it. They're like, well, we can talk about powernomics. You know. We got Roguish Sun here. You ready? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Hey, sir.
Peace, brother. Long time no see. Long
It
hair.
has
How you
been a
doing,
minute.
man?
I haven't been using the StreamYard app, but I'm more riled up now because I just see all this dissension, and I mean, I don't expect everybody to agree with me,
Right.
but this is mind-boggling what's been going on the last few weeks with this cult of personality. And I don't know if you agree with me or not. I don't know what you vote, if you vote, or if you don't vote, but and then poor Biden can't remember shit. So I'm like, what are my choices here? What do I, and then I don't have kids. If I had kids, I'd be terrified. I mean, at least Biden, he's trying to control the rates of education, which is what you're gonna need, because those jobs that are being promised, they're not coming back.
Right.
AI is taking care of that. So unless you want to be an OnlyFan, you're gonna come up with some intelligence if you want to run in this country. But anyway, I'll let you have the floor.
Respect, brother. Respect. I had a little homie call me from California. I'm in Dallas. I had a little homie call me in California. We chopped it up a little bit, and I made mention. I was just having fun with it. Because I said this when Trump got elected the first time after Obama ended his term.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh man, he's gonna be the last president of the United States."
Yeah, a lot of people felt that way.
Well, my best friend is a lawyer, and I told him that. And, they feel that way now and stuff. But I'm thinking, and I was joking around with it because I was seeing what he meant culturally to, those who supported him. And it's like, this is more than just a president. He's more than just a president to you. What is he? Like you said, cult of personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think that he was like the best president for this nation, because he is that symbol of the non-kinder, gentler America that America would rather be, like overt and like right in your face, like, hey, cut your locks in 7th grade middle school if you want to go here type of America. You feel me?
So he lets you know where you stand as a person of color.
Yeah, because not just color. He's a white man's white man. The cool thing is, when he's lying.
Yeah.
You know when he's saying something that he believes. You know when he's saying something that he's told to say. You know when he's saying something that he doesn't believe that he's told to say. He's so transparent. And my thing is, okay, well, if it's a gangster party to begin with, and it's largely, more Gotham than Metropolis, you want someone in there that you can read. I'm not really gonna believe in, I'm not gonna believe in the personality. I don't really put too much power into the position. But as far as what the United States of murder clans have always been trying to push out there, he's that ego. He's like the perfect.
Well, I mean, do you believe these things that Biden is saying? Like, I mean, basically, their position is, if Trump gets in again, it's the end of the world as we know it. That he's going to give up Ukraine. He's not going to put money towards to support that war. He's going to let Putin take over, and that's going to affect the way the rest of Europe operates, and it may possibly lead to another world war. if he's allowed another 4 years, the Supreme Court will completely turn over to his side, and if it's already bought and paid for, and we've seen the receipts, because
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas is dumb enough to tell people that he's getting free trips to go places, that the judicial system will be bought and paid for, and that this Project 2025, which is basically the blueprint for the next whatever
Right.
reign, is going to basically reverse a lot of the advances that we thought we had made as a society, and take us back into the 1950s, the 1960s, and make it more comfortable for certain people and
Right.
a lot less comfortable for people that want to think freely.
But the thing is, the ill part is, even if even if Trump wasn't running or somebody else was running, I've never lost the sight that perhaps maybe this is how the United States of America prefers, especially when it comes to us. I've always seen us as a form of social fuel being utilized for this nation. And that's the reason why it doesn't permit us to have just the basic stability. I know a lot of people be talking reparations and all the rest of it. It's like, well, look, this thing stops us from having basic stability, let alone the potential, thrivinity or higher than stability, whatever that is, that reparations would induce. So I think there's a vendetta against us, and we don't view this from a cultural perspective. We view it primarily from a citizen perspective. And it's like, well, it's never really given us full citizenry as far as, like, let's say the American dream isn't a illusion. All right, it's a timeshare. Okay.
Right.
Then if we are all going to be Americans, then it has to be a we American thing.
Well, I agree. I spent as much time as anybody with Baba Dick, and I understand the hypocrisy of the democracy.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm just allergic to bullshit. Right.
That part.
And I just don't like somebody lying to my face and getting away with it as much as Donald Trump gets away with it. That's what hurts me.
Right.
The consequences are what they're going to be. It just puzzles me that so many, it just puzzles me how many people have been swayed by this guy, because I have an allergy to bullshit.
But what are they saying? What are they saying are some of the factors of the sway?
Well, it's a really, to me, from my perspective, it's just about white people wanting to maintain their dominance or the perceived dominance in this culture or in this society.
Right.
And like you said, he's the white man's white man,
Yeah.
And he's
their Obama.
And it reminds me of that yeah, well, that was a reaction, right? We're talking about karma, right? We had black president, we had to swing it all the way around. But it reminds me of the 60s, with Curtis Mayfield, when he had people get ready, like what would cause somebody to do, I forget how the lyric goes, somebody help me, to hurt their own mankind just to save, just to lose their own, or whatever. However part of that song goes.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, cutting your nose off to spite your face, basically, is what it feels like. And maybe it was a reaction to Obama.
Hey,
maybe everything that we're experiencing is a direct reaction to Obama's success as a black man in this, or African American in this culture.
Right, but he didn't rock the presidency and the African American whatever. In the words of Patrice O'Neal, they were scared that the black president was going to do something black for black people, and he never did.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
He never did.
While you're here, let's go. People have been chatting. We got over 100 people in the room. This is good. Look, I don't mind. Look, I know I'm going to take shots. No pun intended. I'm just allergic to bullshit, guys. like you can vote for whoever you want. It's really, in a certain way, it's not going to make a difference because the people are already decided on their vote. They're not spending money to sway them.
Right, but you want a quality lie though. Look, you want it to seem as if you are of the essence where they have to put forth the effort for a quality lie. If you're gonna lie to me, make it sound fly to me, cuz for real.
Well, we had 4 years of it. You know, it's just perplexing. I mean, I don't have kids, so it doesn't affect me in the same way as. But climate change is real. I hope people understand that. I mean, it just seems like they want to change the textbooks so that more lies are being told or more disinformation is being spread to our children. They want to have more children on the planet,
right?
Because they want to ban abortion, and not everybody's loved and cared for. So that could lead to more crime and more disenfranchisement.
Definitely. People, what it is causing, I think that, I forget who it was. It was, I think, either a Japanese economist or a Chinese economist. I forget his name. But he said that capitalism has run its route.
I agree.
Meaning, you know what I'm saying? Meaning that the commodification of reality within this social standard is a thing. Like the full commodification of reality, the barcode rules everything around me. You feel me? So within that, then if everything is for sale, then what is not? If something can't, if there has to be at least something that's not for sale.
Right.
The people have been in consumerism. The people have actually sold whatever disembodied essence of humanity that we had for the social fabric, the creativity, the linkings, the relationships. Now they got us all just operating as personnel, man. And hence the code of, what you call it, the code of popularity. What was it? Personality. Yeah, the code of personality. You can see what happens with the social media stuff. You actually been within media the entirety, not just your professional career, but also before that. I know you had a drive and a yearning and everything.
Yeah, more or less.
At your thirstiest, where you know what, I've got to get a project done. I've got to do a project. How much support did you get by those who could easily see your dream and all that? Because I went to school for film and audio production, and I know that those classes were small. Then there was YouTube, and now everybody wants to be a broadcaster, radio. Don't even know the history of radio. Don't know the history of cinema. Don't know the science of it. It's that topical part.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, what I was going to say, I mean, when I stood by the door for a long time. I mean, as filmmakers, we're talking now, guys. So we're a little bit off Trump. We're just talking about, and I know you're leading to something, so I'll make this brief. But I mean, what I didn't understand, when this technology became available in the first wave, which was digital video, mini DV cassettes.
Remember those?
That's 20 years ago when I got my first digital camcorder.
Right.
I've been playing the game like, okay, well, you had to make a calling card, and then people would seek you out, like they recognize your talent, seek you out. What I didn't realize at the time was when I got the camera, 50 other people got the camera, right? So there weren't as many people like looking for talent at that point. And I was woken up to that fact when I sat in on a thing at the University of Pennsylvania. There was a prominent agent was speaking, and I invited myself to hear her speak. And this is like a closed door kind of situation with a bunch of University of Pennsylvania business school people. And she's basically told this room of white men, primarily. Like, look, you know, at the end of my day, if I have a half hour left at the end of my day, I'm not interested in going to a play or see a movie to discover the next talented person. I'm going to spend that half hour going through my list of clients that are at other agencies and pick out who might be unhappy so I can steal them away to my agency.
Okay.
Right. So I said, okay, so I don't really even have a shot at this point of being discovered just on raw talent basis, because these people get paid by percentage, you know. So what we're talking about is capitalism, right? So it's easier to steal Denzel than it is to develop a Denzel.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, as a result, I've never really tried to get a seat at the table after experiencing that. I've always been self-funded. Now things have changed to the point where, I mean, and then YouTube amplifies that, right? So if I bought a camera and 50 other people bought a camera, when YouTube came out, like you're saying, when they put the cameras in the phones, forget about it. Everybody wants to do the same thing, you know? So there's no hunger or desire, you know, and now it's very evident that agents, they'll build you up once you're built up, but they're not looking to develop anything.
Right.
So, but I mean, I know you're leading to a point.
Well, I mean, the point was when it came to how the people have been permitting themselves to engage in participation in a society. It's largely been topical, because, you know, this, to me, this is America is, or the United States, or the America of the United States, is primarily just indulgence, right? Is mad indulgence. Like, if you think about it objectively, if we can, you know, when they called all the other pilgrims to come here from all over, and they ain't pilgrims, that's just a word I say for white folks. I'm from North Tulsa, y'all. So we got another P word that we call them. I've been trying to get that out of my system, so I figured I had pilgrim. You feel me? So all the other pilgrims came over from England, whatever. And then what type of life were they set up? You know, we're talking at least, what, 70% taken care of, if you will? Almost 65 to 70.
Yeah, you have the hierarchy of needs. Most people in America, our needs are covered, or at least the perception is that we're all covered. And if it's not for you, then there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. So
something wrong with the system.
It became a standard. It became a standard of character, and the fact of what it was powered by was looked past. Right. And it's like, okay, well, what's the cost then? What's all the cost of all this? And apparently, it's the loss of the people themselves, but not the people, but, you know, brain snatch, body snatch, automaton, zombies, all that stuff that they told us about in the 80s to look out for. You feel me? Animal Farm and 1984, if you will.
Right. Yeah, it's become real. It's very prescient, Big Brother.
Yeah.
You know, there's a clip. Let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe you can comment on it. Marshall McLuhan. Have you seen that video on our channel?
I'm not.
There's a snippet, if I can spell his name right. Predicting Social Media is the clip, but the longer clip is called "The Medium is the Massage," and this is from 1967.
Wait, what's the name again?
The medium is the massage.
Ooh, wait, that's slick.
So, I mean, basically, he's predicting where we are now in 1967. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I gotta write that down.
Simultaneous world of electric informational media involves all of us, all at once. Ours is a brand new world of all-at-onceness.
Global village is not created by the motor car or even by the airplane. It's created by instant electronic information movement. The global village is at once as wide as the planet and as small as a little town where everybody is maliciously engaged and poking his nose into everybody else's business. The global village is a world in which you don't necessarily have harmony. You have extreme concern with everybody else's business and much involvement in everybody else's life. It's a sort of Ann Landers column writ large. And it doesn't necessarily mean harmony and peace and quiet, but it does mean huge involvement in everybody else's affairs. And so the global village is as big as the planet and as small as the village post office.
Yeah, so I mean, he predicts that social media, the ability to connect one another instantaneously, was not going to lead to smarter people. It was going to lead to greater gossip.
And that's wow. You know what? I ask questions, and not in a religious sense, but how is it that people like that in George Orwell don't have a church by now, if you will? You feel me? Is because that's exactly what you see. And the sad part is it makes you think, it makes you wonder, well, what are people then really? If you know what I'm saying, if we're that predictable, what is the quality of the human species within this world? I mean, because I know we got potential, but it seems like that potential is easily swayed by something else, possibly convenience. Maybe that's what it, largely is.
I think it's hardwired into our DNA. We want to feel safe. We want to feel comfort.
Right.
The people that are really successful in life are people that are not afraid to break out of their comfort zone. They use fear as fuel.
Yeah.
But most people, they want to settle into redundancy, and we are creatures of habit, so Trump is not the first person to use "Make America Great Again" as their campaign slogan and win office. I mean, you know who had it before, right?
I do not.
Ronald Reagan. His slogan was "Make America Great Again." So there is this thing.
Crack or after crack? Was this before crack? You feel me? Oh look, I got a bone to pick with Reagan, homie.
It's
For
a
real.
tad diabolical.
Yeah.
It's a tad diabolical. But and also, I guess there's an alignment now too, because somebody attempted to take his life as well.
Yeah.
So it goes in cycles. If you look at it the right way, you'll see the patterns. But we got a lot of ADOS people here tonight. I mean, and I get it. I get. Look, I suffer sometimes from having a colonized mind. I'll admit it. I'm not trying to do the bidding.
Based off the signs of what though? Based off of the signs of what? Like are you saying, okay, look, y'all got me from here and there, or are you acknowledging? Do you actually use it though? When you say suffer,
no, I think that we're all born into something, some form of identity, or some form of yearning for identity,
right?
I was born in the 70s, 60s, 70s, so when I was coming up, there was this ideal that somehow, we had songs like "We Are Family," "We Are the World." I mean, now it's about I, they not like us, but there was an ideal, this Cosby Show ideal. I worked on the Cosby Show. I thought for a long time that somehow not integrating into white culture was the solution or the answer. When I look at Cosby shows, I don't see a bunch of black people pretending to be white. I saw a reflection of my actual upbringing, my experience growing up in a middle-class household in Philadelphia. I
Well,
can
look, black
identify with.
excellence is part of the culture too, but that's one thing that we don't connect to in the element of what's the method of operating within black excellence. What are some of the spaces that you might need to be in? What is some of the skill development? Right? Is not, and I see what you get at with it. Like like a certain element of refinement or global expansion is is somehow on the pilgrim ethos with it. It's like, nah, what you thinking of is quality. You're thinking
Mhm.
quality, and and really it's more of an element of being effective, you know? Everything personally, I think
Mhm.
I think what we're supposed to be able to be at that we are the world part, right? We're supposed to be there.
That's
But
the ideal. Yes.
yeah, that's ideal. But that's also one of the reasons what that had me stop hating white folks, because it's more than just us and them here and dealing with the white supremacy and all that. It's like, all right, then, well, if the rest of the world is here, now I can use us as a barometer unto the remainder of this world to see if they just go along with the elements of anti-black status quo with here, or what I'm saying, if they stay neutral. Most folks tend don't to stay don't tend to stay neutral though. They actually tend to be more of an offender as opposed to just neutralist. So it makes me ask the question: what is it about the American lifestyle that can have people look past what we would consider to be basic humanities, basic humaneness, empathy? You know what I mean? It's like because
Well, no, nobody who lives in their own skin is 100% happy with who they are,
okay,
and 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 consumerism and capitalism takes prey on that.
right,
Advertising. Oh, lighter skin, brighter
right,
teeth. All this stuff that's skewed a certain way
yeah,
affects your subconscious, and when things don't go your way, a lot of us feel, especially when we're treated less than human, there's something
true that,
wrong with us,
yeah,
and it happens continuously, but I'm not here to diminish myself. I'm just
right,
saying that for a long time the brainwashing was real, you know but there's something in my spirit, like I said, that I'm allergic to bullshit, you
facts,
know so that desire to see the truth or feel what's real stays within me. It's in my blood. And maybe that's something that a lot of people don't recognize within themselves. They'd rather be followers than have their own mind, but I fight very hard to maintain my identity. And what I was saying about the Cosby Show was not, it was not about conformity. When I watched the Cosby Show, I saw paintings by famous black artists in the background. I saw guest hosts like Lena Horne and Dizzy Gillespie and Stevie Wonder. It
yeah,
was reinforcement of black culture week after week, but it also was showing black people's success, which is something we never saw on television before.
right,
But it also affected my mental state, in the sense that that was an idealized view of what blackness should be about as well. And it was, and in his own personal life, he could not even maintain that image for
right,
himself.
right,
So especially after meeting Dick Gregory, I learned to become more forgiving to other human beings, and understand that at the end of the day, I mean, I saw somebody say, they're so Trumpish about this shit that they're picking a side from, well, somebody's picking RFK, but somebody's really like on this Trump bandwagon hard. MG, who watches us quite a bit,
okay,
I appreciate him. Look, I mean, I'm one person, it's out of my control. I'll go with whatever they say, but you know,
I just
if
okay,
somebody
look,
tells you what they plan to do, and you still don't believe them, or you would take another side, just, oh, that's not going to affect me. He's going to make it better for me. And everything he's done is shown that he doesn't give a F about you. You know, they don't care about us, to quote Michael Jackson, you know. I'd rather go with the person who's a little more humane in terms of, you know, where my tax money goes, and, you know, have some of it go back to me in some form or fashion, try to preserve a way of life, you know, but
right, but that's the thing, you're thinking practical, right? When my little homie told me in DC, in LA, he said, I asked him, I said, hey, so you ready? I said, you ready to meet your new emperor? And he just kind of, so he started laughing.
Power
And he said,
hungry narcissist.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Look, he's been a tycoon well before anything. They hired a tycoon to be the president. He's basically Richie Rich if he'd been a real person. So you get what you do. But my point
it's
is,
a little scary. It's scary to think. I mean, you know, and then, you know, these crackers and rednecks, and I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
If they don't get their way, they're gonna loot and burn and shoot.
But but see, so that's the threat that they got. But he said, well, people don't want a dictator for a president. So yeah, if he does get in there, it's going to be a civil war. And it's like, well, wait a minute. So is it going to happen no matter what? So then, what is the game then? And a civil war is modeled by what? A civil war from outside of America, or they just saying civil war because they got ideas of, you know what I'm saying, going back to the 1800s with science.
Going back to 1800s, I think that yeah, I honestly believe, and I think the chat can go against me if they want, but I mean, you know, Trump supports white supremacists, and that's where his bread is buttered. So he's when he gets in again, and I hope he doesn't, but when he gets in again, he's gonna look after those people. And yeah, well, I mean, Anthony's saying crackers and blacks both poor. The problem is, and you know, I'll go to Chris Rock, is that white people that are poor don't want to associate themselves with black people that are poor. They think that their crime is different. They think that the drug abuse is different. They don't want to identify. They still hold on to their whiteness more than they do their poverty, and they don't necessarily, as much as they take advantage of the social programs that exist to help everyone who's in a lesser financial state, they still hang on to this ideal that somehow, because they have lighter skin, Caucasian blood, that somehow they're better. And that's the nature, the definition of white supremacy. You know,
but see, that's what they fought. That's what they fought for. If you listen to Nancy Eisenberg, you find out that's what they was fighting for even before becoming Americans. The whiteness thing, we think that it's, you know, projecting on some supremacy stuff. But my thing is, they largely use a lot of sabotage. You only use sabotage when you fear someone being better. That's when you use sabotage.
And then that goes to the point that a lot of the people in chat are saying, why is it that black people have to constantly prove themselves to be better? Why do we have to always take the hit on the chin? Why is it that we can't just stand up for ourselves, you know, and not worry about being the standard bearer for consciousness, or not in terms of Black consciousness, but having a conscience about what is right and what is wrong. Why do we have to be the standard bearers for all that? You know,
because we had our humanity raped from us, and then we were forced, in the words of John Henry Clark, to create a new one. If nature abhors a vacuum, and we did have our humanity completely raped from us, okay, you know.
I mean, you know, part of me wishes that the whole thing would just burn down. We could start over, but I live in the house too.
Yeah,
It's my house too, you know.
yeah,
So, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, honestly, you know, it's gonna come down to people caring or not caring. The media is not really doing a good service in terms of giving us information that we can make smart decisions about. But I think a lot of people are caught up in this cult.
yeah.
So, you know, um, and it's a team sport. So it's going to boil down to the judicial system, the Congress, and the Senate. But if you let this guy control all of that, you know, I'm not sure what the future holds. So,
Well,
but
okay, but what one thing I think we should take into consideration, if you look at how they say the ages of an empire progress,
mm-hmm.
they say the fifth stage is the age of information and intellect, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
fifth stage.
We haven't
They say
gotten
the
there
sixth.
yet, man.
You don't think, you don't think so?
I don't think we're there yet. No, I was gonna let me see if I can go. Well, explain that. I'll see if I can find Four Horsemen.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen the Four Horsemen, no, but I know
It's
who
a
they
good,
are.
it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But there might be a trailer.
True that.
Trailer.
So yeah, the Force of the Apocalypse. Well, the thing is, you can say the age of intellect was uh the beginning of everyone being able to have access to the internet in their home, right? So let's say it was at 95,
Right.
around 95. Okay, so
Yeah, when it
age of
became affordable, you know, when people had modems with beep beep beep, yeah, it was about
yeah,
90, 94, 95. Mhm.
yeah, when access of the when the ease of access to information became average. So, bam. Um, and it said age 6 is the age of decadence and decay. They say
Okay.
bread and circus. Now, if you ask yourself based off of this social situation, I'm not saying that all society is going to end. Let's say this one does. I'm saying based off of how one spends their society. Obviously, if there is a such thing as an age, a beginning, and an ending, then that means that, you know what I'm saying, somewhere you got to find a sweet spot in which
Mhm.
to live, if you will, or operate within your society to have it, you know, have an elongated life. Well, people have been living quickly here. Everything about this society has been quicker. You know what I'm saying? Consumption, convenience, convenience. It just say
Yeah,
save
a lot of
time.
people just consume their time watching cat videos and jerk off.
For real.
What did you do
So
today? I watched some cat videos. Okay, good for you. Yeah, every book known to mankind is available to you, and
yeah, yeah,
the algorithm has you caught up in a information loop where you just feel good all the time.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
work. Doesn't work
That's
for
your,
me.
that's your matrix though. But if you think about it, if these nations that operate more like corporations, if that's the truth, then they're actually going to want their people to be more like personnel, not
Mhm.
necessarily like families. Families not going to be important. Personnel is going to be important. So we're talking, you know what I'm saying, shooting the individualism, that hyper individualism.
Right.
And I think we're there, man. I think we're exactly at that future dystopian that they warned us about back in the science fiction of the 60s and 70s and 80s. And
Yeah. I didn't pull a clip from it, but there's a video on the channel called The Futurists.
okay.
Also from 1967. I don't know why 1967 was such a big year. I guess maybe it was 2 years before we got to the moon.
Ah.
Allegedly. I think we went to space. We went into space.
Yes,
Whether we hit the moon, that's another story. But
all right.
I'll leave it open for people to.
I don't know. The lot was closed that night.
But we made it to space. That was the
All right.
race, the space race. But the futurist documentary on the channel they talk about where we're going to be now in 2027 or something like that. And one of the futurists, is all male scientists, white male scientists doing this thing. And they said China's going to lead the race because it's going to all be about consumerism. And they have the most people. So therefore they'll have the most consumers. Right. But basically all the physical resources will have been tapped out. And what they need is sort of like the Matrix, warm bodies to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I can't pull up the trailer for Four Horsemen, but they're saying that just what you're saying, like when we get too caught up in like gluttony, watching cooking shows and My 800-Pound Life and stuff like that.
Right.
That's a signal that we're at the end of days, that the society has run its course. We're not in Advent anymore, that we're just sort of like, eating our young, so to speak.
And that's exactly what's happened, man. Look, we're old enough. Put like this, there's been a lot that has happened within like the last like 40 years. There's been a lot that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember. I don't remember a time where a mother could see her young pre-double age daughter partaking in something a little bit too grown for, and support her in it. And you got these mothers, young, however young they is, celebrating their baby daughters mastering Sexy Red. And
TikTok, yeah.
And all that, you know what I mean? My mother is disgusted because my sister is one of them type of chicks. And she got my little niece. And like, like playing it around. And so, it's lifestyle, whatever. She don't know no different, whatever, but they expose it, tell it different. But to hear a 4-year-old saying some Sexy Red lyrics.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
No, we did not. Our social fabric was a lot more.
Speak and Spell.
Yes.
But yeah, it's, and that's why we have the channel. I mean, to try and provide an antidote.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you jumped on, because at least like even 6 months from now, it's going to make a difference what we're saying now versus what we'll be saying after November.
Right.
I think it's important that we document the way we're thinking and feeling about these things, because it's, regardless of what happens, it's going to be a big change,
huge.
And even in the next few weeks, whether Biden is going to actually run is a big question, so that's why I wanted to jump on tonight, and
I can dig it. Well, appreciate the hospitality.
Ventilate a little bit. I'll hang out for a little bit longer, but thank you, Rogish Son. Appreciate your insight.
Already, brother.
All right, peace. So yeah, anybody, I'll go through the chat a little bit. Thank you, Rogish Son. That was good. Who else is Kevin Brown says something. Slave Trader Water, Amazing Grace. Well, yeah. I'm just reading, but if anybody else wants to jump on, I have time. I can take one more. I know it's late where a lot of people are, but let's see. Like, all betting on China to lead. Well, Africa is another uncharted territory. It's about consumers and who is able to be a consumer or buy things, or provide as cheap a labor as possible. So, hey, Regina. So, I think it's important to vote. I mean, a lot of people are going to tap out on this election. What Valley? I don't get that one. I missed the reference. So I'll put the link up. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say it's getting late, but I'll put the link up one more time. Sexy Reagan, Megan the Stallion. How did Megan the Stallion get so popular? I mean, it was very catchy, that Prime Day jingle, but it's funny, like, who mainstream media picks to be our spokespeople. I mean, right now, our top people that we get are Kevin Hart, which I get, he's very safe. He's not bumping any heads. Megan the Stallion and Snoop Dogg, and then the sports people like Shaq, But I mean, how do you get picked? 1, 2. I see them. Philadelphia, great experiment has broken in 20-year seconds. Yeah, the guy who made that, he ran for mayor. It's good. I've seen parts of it. It's good. David Hoffman. Yeah, I like David Hoffman's channel. I mean, he still gets paid. He does the exact same thing that I do, but he still gets paid for it. Love David Hoffman. Okay, so we're getting references. Karen Hunter is good, although she fired my man Godfrey. What's Corey Holcomb saying? I mean, is he taking one? Is he taking a side, or is he just talking about how crazy things are right now? This one counts, and everyone counts. I agree. I think it's important. I mean, again, we're having this conversation because 6 months from now, years from now, I don't want to be the one to say I told you so, but if there's hell below, we're all gonna go. We're about that. It's about that time again, that 60s revolutionary feeling. But unfortunately, they've neutered the people that would really speak truth to power have been silenced. Godfrey's coming to Philly next weekend, so if you're a Godfrey fan and you're in Philly, get your tickets now. He's going to be at Punchline the same weekend as Black Star. It's going to be a little tough for me to get out to see him. Yeah, well, third party is always that. It always affects the Democrats for some reason. The third choice, and never, and RFK and Cornel West is also running. Biden stepping down won't endorse Harris. I didn't see that yet. Tariq Nasheed, he's a friend of the show. I need to reach out to him and see if he wants to come on and talk about his movie, but I don't know if he needs our help about hip hop. Charles, I talked to earlier. That's one of the reasons why I'm on tonight, is because we had a good conversation about this politics stuff. So we're all falling into identity traps. Well, I suffer from double consciousness. I'm Black, but I'm also American. I care about what happens to the country. And it's important. I think people have died so we can vote. I think it's important to vote. Now, whether I think that, like I said at the beginning, these two people are the best that we can come up with to run the country, That's what puzzles me. Don't be swayed. F you too. Well, I don't know if the Dems completely ignore black people, or they do a lot more than Republicans do for black people, in my opinion. But that could be my brainwashing. I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I do take a side. I do have a favorite team, but you know, getting 900 billion. Well, I mean, they print money. Whether it's your money or not, they just print it at will at this point. Along with the economic costs, the future is looking more like corruption, greed, and mortality and non-existence. Yes, I agree. Seems like black people are centered around emotion than behavior. Any popular channel. I don't see the rest of what you were saying, Anthony. Oh, do you like that Carlin thing? I think I can pull that one up. The club. The club. The big club. This is a short one. The shortest one. Copy link address. I'm having trouble pulling videos off of YouTube tonight. I don't know if they changed everything and they're making it harder to download videos, or it's just the ones that I'm picking. But the Carlin clip is really good. If I can get it, I'll show it to you. But it's taking a long time. Usually it doesn't take this long to pull a video off of YouTube. Base characters are not, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, well, I can pull that one. Ice Cube, what's in it for us? He put that out the last election, and we had it on the channel. Ice Cube. Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't just vote willy-nilly and assume that anybody cares for what you're mandating. And I don't, at the same note, I don't think that black people exist as a monolith. I think we're all entitled to present ourselves the way we want to be seen, but I think it's a mistake not to be invested in some form or fashion with politics. And that's what we're talking about. Here's Ice Cube.
So, over the last 4 days, the Democratic National Party held a convention. A lot of people, getting up there and talking, and, everybody really, eating it up, throwing their hands in the air like they just don't care damn near. So it's what I didn't hear is what's in it for us? What's in it for the black community besides the same old thing we've been getting from these parties? What's in it for us, for real? I didn't hear anybody mention a contract with Black America. And I don't know why, because it's one of the most comprehensive reform documents that's come about in a long time that could really address the problem. The way it look, they don't have a plan. Everybody's, talking about Get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out. If you vote, that's going to happen on the first day. So now what? Trump out, now what? What? What do we get in the first 100 days? That's what we're trying to figure out. What do we actually get that they could give us overnight like that? They just pulled $3 trillion out their ass and gave it to their friends. That's American taxpayer money. That's your money that they just gave away. And then there's 42% of black businesses closing. None of that money. Where's our fucking bailout? Where's the bailout? Not the PPP loan that they didn't give us. Where's the bailout? I don't want to hear about deficit. I don't want to hear about what our generations gonna have to pay. Because if we don't have shit, they ain't gonna have shit anyway to pay nothing. So we gotta start something right now. Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell you gonna vote for them? Make them earn that vote. They can start today. They ain't got it yet. They can start today. Make their ass earn that vote, man. Stop playing with these people, and they'll stop playing with you.
Oops, sorry, I was muted. What I was saying was, I think Cube cares about black people. This is something that he said 4 years ago, and I think it's still relevant. You know, why are we giving away our vote? We don't know. You know, we got to come to the table somehow. But at the same time, black people are not a monolith. You know, so we're past that civil rights era where the churches can galvanize us. And is the sound back on? You know, so just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. But yeah, he was calling out for reparations. You know, so I'm trying to figure out how to get the Carlin clip. I'm trying to find YouTube to MP4. That's they changed so much stuff on the web. YouTube downloader. They made it a lot harder to get stuff without having to pay for it. YouTube. I think this is one I can use. This looks old school enough. Hang on, I'm just trying to pull the Carlin clip. History. Carlin, the club. Copy. Whoops. Copy link address. Okay. I'll be right back. Hang on, I'm still here, but see if this works. We'll close with this. Some stuff. Trying to sell me stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, here. I think it's coming. They just gave me a bunch of I made an MP3. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Doing this without a producer tonight. Copy link address. And then converter, MP4. All right, about out of here. They want to sell me this? No, I don't want that. I want to download. And there it goes. They're trying to sell me. I think this is Russia. I think this is Russia. Who does a good Trump? Yeah, they make it a lot harder to copy files off of YouTube now. All right. Well, if people don't go out and vote, we're going to get 4 more years of Trump. That's a fact. You know, what the had back in the day is common sense. You know, people need to put their antennas up and, you know, I mean, if I got to vote for the demented guy, I will. But at the same time, you know, as George Carlin would say,
Too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, oh, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education! Politicians know that word, they use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind? Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Yeah, so I'm reading this last little part. Craig Facts. How people treat each other. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll put that on the screen for other people. Okay, so we're at 90 minutes. We've been on, my battery's at 14%. So I think it's time. So, you know, it's a Mary Tyler Moore theme. I'm so glad we had this time together. So, yeah. If I know I didn't sway anybody's opinion tonight. It feels like it's 50-50. Hopefully it's skewed a little more towards common sense. I like the I can't pull this stuff up easy. Yeah, please check out what Project 2025 says. That's the blueprint for MAGA, Making America Great Again. Yeah, L's on it. What's my favorite movie soundtrack? It's got to be 70s or 90s. I like Boomerang soundtrack, and I like Waiting to Exhale soundtrack from the 90s, but I'd have to take it back to Curtis Mayfield. Probably the Sparkle soundtrack or the Claudine soundtrack or the Superfly soundtrack. You know, Curtis Mayfield is my guy. Or Love Jones. Love Jones, good soundtrack. Claudine, Mr. Welfare. If I sing more than that much, they'll block the whole feed. You can't put music on live feeds anymore. Waiting to Exhale, yeah. Okay, all right. So thank you. We got to use our pronouns, right? Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, theys. Thank you, it's. I think I covered every possible incarnation. Molly's sitting here. She's knocked out. I'll see if I can bring her up real fast. Hey, Molly. You want a treat? She's chill. All right, take care, everybody. Molly, come on. Say goodbye. Come on. She's down below. So we ran out of treats. Come here. People want to see you. Like James Brown. People want to know you up in here. There she is. She's got a trick now. Okay. Hey, Dartmouth. Yeah, I didn't like cats until I met her. Molly's cool. All right. So, Trump wins, what's going to happen, Molly? Is cat food's going to go up? We'll have to take to the streets. Oh, did anybody make a donation? Let me check. Thank anybody. You're sitting on the phone. I wasn't paying attention. If you did, thank you. Appreciate it. Pays for cat treats. I didn't run the thing underneath, but let me just check. You can go home now. Let me just check. I want to make sure I covered all the bases. Hey. I'm offline. It's not working. Okay. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Have a great night. Let me see. Elle, thank you for hanging in for almost 2 hours, hour and a half. I know you were at the beginning. I appreciate you. You ran a Cash App. I didn't see it. It didn't notify me. Elle. Oh, you ran it in the chat. Roguish, thank you. That just came in. Appreciate you. All right. That'll do it. All right. Appreciate you. All right. So I'm recording a podcast on Saturday. It'll go probably on Monday. Oh, you put it in the chat. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Elle. I should have ran the thing. Okay. And thank you, guests, Jankro and Roguish Sun. All right. I'm out. Peace and blessings. I love you all. All right. Good night. Say goodbye. You want more treats?